Well, hello there. I am in the land of light yet again. Apology for yesterday's stream not happening. I did not want to put a stream out that might have kept on cutting in and out due to power issues. So hopefully my power is all back to normal today. I hope you're well. Normally we would do these on the Monday, but like I said, we had issues, so we took a break. We took a breather. I had a night off. I'll be honest with you, something I probably need to do a little bit more. It'd take a little bit more time off from this, but that's something to discuss with the other half and other things and stuff like that. You had a full power countdown. Shut up, you. Evening worker, how are you doing, mate? Mental health check-in, as we always do. 1.9. I hope it gets better for you today, DJ. I hope you can help by talking all things Wednesday. I know that's not easy thing to do. And I have actually made something tonight on one of my OBS scenes. Just for something I want to play around with. I'm trying to play around with certain things and just something to have a little bit of, not comedic effect, but I've noticed recently we've had some salty fans of other clubs when we've done certain things, and it's kind of one of those things where it takes a while. I put my meatballs in onion and red gravy cooking on hold for this bullshit you want to play around. We're getting there. Just let's let people come in to the stream, dear sir, and then I will get to you when it need to. But we are here to talk about the Sheffield Wednesday West Brom game. It wasn't great. Have you? Oh, nice. Love a shepherd pie. Absolutely love a shepherd pie. What do we have tonight? Oh, we have pizza and chicken because it's swimming day. When it's swimming day, we have easy meals. But I will say something, air fryer is a godsend. But game at weekend. Oh my God, that game at the weekend. It did my head in. I think one of the things that you're seeing today is... I think one thing you're seeing today with the squad list as well is that we're leaving people off that list in case they get back to fitness. And if not, we'll be looking around for people, I think the free agent market will be getting hit on quite well. Inevitably, I am a little bit, actually, to be fair, I am. It was nice to have a little bit of a night off, even though it was forced. No, it would have been, tonight would have been the night I had off. Then tomorrow we got watch along. Thursday we got debrief. And Friday we got roundup. So we got busy week in live. Evening, Jez, how you doing, mate? Evening, Alex, how you doing? But also, what Bob said, feel free to chat, mate. You know where my messages are, where it is. I've seen lots of explanation of the upside. I just can't see anything other than Gassama goal. Yeah, that, basically, I've had that a lot, John. I've had to deal with so many of the West Brom fans. Some have got blocked just because it was just relentless with it, and it's just like I can't be bothered with it. If you're still bothered by it by now, it's interesting. I think loads of stage for us. I just can't see any other than the Gassama goal. Read that. Solid 7. I'm moving. Hey, get in, Bob. Ian and Jake, all the squad list is smart one players if they can't be took off. True. If Harm isn't the squad list, then Charles is. Charles doesn't need to be unregistered due to his age. Does that mean No, Beadle has to be registered. Beadle has to be registered because he's a loan. So if you loan a player that's under 21 or in the 21 bracket, you still have to put them on the list, DJ, because you have to still register them because they're still classed as a player in that team. So they have to be registered. But weekend game, it was weird, wasn't it? Because we didn't do enough to warrant winning the game as such, I want to say, because let's be brutally honest, we couldn't hit a barn door if our life depended on it, unless we're coming from behind. And that's one of the big things we got. Unless we start to know that we're chasing a game, it takes us ages to get into it. And I'll admit, I think there is a bit of me that is a little bit like with Danny team sheet. He's a bit hesitant to put out a very attacking lineup at the moment because every time he's done that, they've got battered. And I wonder if there's just that little bit of fear in him to put a really attacking lineup and go a bit more attacking just in case there's some of the things that have happened in the past. And you've seen that a couple of times where he's had to make the changes quickly. Now, the one thing I do like about Danny, he's not one to just rest on it. He will make changes as soon as possible and get it sorted. Apparently, Sheffield Wednesday fan, but yeah, I saw that. It's outrageous. And that affects the West Brom fans now see us. We're called Gum Club. Yeah, we've been called a lot. I think the defensive injuries we have, it isn't all safe to have an ultra attacking. No, it's not. But before the game, I think you could have said go for it a little bit more. West Brom deserved the win. They did deserve the win. I thought they played well. We just got to stop turning up last minute like we do. Evening, Haley. How you doing, love? Evening, Joe. How you doing, mate? But I think it's one of those things as well where you're going to look at these games like people have gone a little bit like, oh, well, Armstrong was missing. Armstrong wasn't great in that game. He wasn't great. We should drop him next game. And it's like, who are you dropping him for? Who are you actually realistically dropping him for? I really want to see Olaf play next game. I got to be in my bonnet about Olaf playing because he's been back since January and we haven't seen much of him. I think Olaf deserves to just give us a chance and see what he can do. I think there's a call to be a bit cautious next game because it's Swansea. We took a strong West Brom to 0-0 first half. We did indeed. I think the thing is with that game, we just sat back so easily. And the problem is we conceded 17 goals from set pieces. And then that's on top of after like defending a set piece. I got an old mate who's a West Brom fan, even took him on tail, but once he can get pretty ratty. Can't believe the rest is in. I don't know how that got disallowed, but it is. But the problem is, we can talk about it till we're blue in the face going, oh, it should have been this, this, and this. But it's happened now. The problem is it's happened now. We have to move on, and it's the way we react to it coming back from it. There is an ad about to run for some of you, so apology for that. But we need to really start having a situation where we can do better with that. And the thing is, I thought we responded quite well to it. I think if we go 1-0 up, it's a different game. But I still think they get back into it. This is the thing. I still think they get into it. Murphy, Windass, step over. The thing is, I don't know. I can't tell on either the line, the goalkeeper, or whatever. It was just a weird one. I know all lost signs of the winger, but I like to see him as a 10. Can see that. Armstrong, unfortunately, no matter his age, have big boots. To be fair, we know what kind of team we are without Barry Bannon. And there's only been a couple of players in the past who have been able to step up and try and do that Barry Bannon role. But it's happened a couple of times, but then it's not been that great. Because we know our creative threat is Barry Bannon. We know one of our best defenders going back to try and get the ball back and being in people's faces is Barry Bannon. He does a little bit of everything, and you can tell. 28 people watching, 8 likes. Get those likes up, people. I much appreciate it. And that's the problem when you have a team that's one player. I've always said I don't like it where you rely on one player as your main key player and then other people pitching little bits. I always want everyone to have a bit of a go with it, but with us, we've always had that issue of having a player in Bannon who's Mr. Reliable. 28 people, 8 people press the goddamn like button. Yeah, also I'm gonna roast Jack in a minute. Gassamo, I would say is unplayable. He was very good. It's going to take time for new players to bed in, unfortunately, given our current situation. We need them up and running now. I agree. I think the thing is, we do need them to be up and running now, and maybe, just maybe, we might get that with a Sissoko and maybe a Hatsu. So that was interesting. My take on the goal appeared to ruled out because Windass blocked the goalie view, which isn't a league. We've had it so. If you remember, we had it against Cardiff where the striker stood in front of the keepers right in front of him. The goal stood. So it's happened before. I think letting Bayer go was a huge mistake. Yeah, but the problem with Bayers is he had his injury record. Bayer's injury record isn't great. He's had a couple of injuries already at Port Vale, and he missed about, I think he missed about at least a month or two. That's the problem you have with Bayers, with the fact that he had his injury record. You couldn't have a season where we got a full season out. That's the problem. We didn't get a full season out of Bayers. I still maintain my view. The ref bottled it due to the tidal wave for West Brom bullying. Talking of bullying, and it's not bullying, it's gentle ribbing of Mr. Widow Peak. We're going to call this the salty cam. So when we get fans who get a bit upset, we're just going to give them a little bit of their own medicine and just let them have their feelings and cry a bit more. But as you know, Widow Peak, as in Worko, he's a good egg, but that hairline is starting to fade. So yeah. But yeah, this is a new camera angle, which I am now calling the salty camera. If I can get it to work now and again, let me know what you think. I think it's a decent one. Well, Roll had something to work with. He could quite easily get us into the playoffs. But the problem you got is Jack just sent me a voice note. Hang on, give me a minute. Yeah, just that worked exactly how I wanted it to work. And someone, what just happened? Someone fighting my brute. Now it's something I'm using a little bit different. I'm trying something a little bit kind of thing, because I had a lot of fans, West Brom fans, get a little bit salty. So I thought I'd just have a new angle called a bit of the salty cam, and we'll have it as that for now. I'm planning on trying to set up different angle for certain things. I'm just playing around with them. But also love the Barry White fast show, Jag Close thing. Yeah, it's not bad, is it? Let it go, Worko. Pick it into Baldy like me, the way you can be a proper good egg. Good egghead. Magneto. Sorry, Jack. But here's the thing with the game itself. I want to talk about the bit at the end with their captain Kyle Bartley getting sent off. Now, basically, Svante was trying to stop their player who scored the goal, goading the Wednesday fans. He was really properly goading the Wednesday fan base a little bit. And you know what? I get it. You just got a last-minute winner. I understand it. But the reason I thought I'd switched over to a film by accident. We all went there and did. Danny. Ingleson did very well, actually. I thought Ingleson just walked off. As soon as it happened, Ingleson's like, I'm not getting involved. Sod this. I'm not going to get involved. Sod it. It just... He got clocked in the face. It's like, everyone else is losing their heads. I'm not going to react. And you know what? That, to me, says a lot about the maturity of the player, not going in after him. And you could see, like, Chalobah was pissed. Windass was pissed. Captain was doing his job of captain, saying, calm it down. He was already trying to get the lad to go, look, well done, you got your winner. But Bartley, to go like that in front of the ref, for West Brom, it must be an absolute gutting that your captain decided to do that. Like, generally, it must be absolutely gutting of your West Brom knowing that your captain's got that mentality to go, oh, I'll just give you a knock in the face. And again, fair play to Ingleson because he didn't react. I think it caught him very much off guard and he just went back to clapping the fans. He walked away, went back to clapping the fans. I think he's like, I'm not getting involved. And the thing is, yeah, wasn't that kind of game where it was a bit feisty? I think it was at times. I think at times there was a feistiness to that game where there was a bit of back and forth. I've seen some Wednesday fan go, I thought the celebration by the West Brom fan by the West Brom player was over the top. I don't. I've seen it before. I think it's the joy of winning, getting a last minute winner last kick of the ball, knowing that they needed that to stay in around the playoffs. I do understand that, but yeah, and it's one where you look at the referee that night, that afternoon even. It's the first time we've seen him have a go. Danny at referee talking about it. Mulberry is a shit house. He caught it all and then pissed off down the tunnel to let the... Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's what shit house players do. Shit house players are there to cause the bit of the thing and let other people deal with it. We've had it in the past with Stockdale. Stockdale was a shit house. He'd do the dark arts of, like, wasting time. And people hated it. We hated it when he did it against us. Like, you had it when we've done it a couple of times this season where Beadle gone down, going, oh, my leg hurts here a little bit. Oh, just get sub on. Just get medic on. Oh, my leg. And then Danny's had to turn around. We are the kings of doing that tactical thing. We're shithouses, and I don't like it when other teams do it to us. And I'm not the best. Yeah, referee just watched loads of drum gaming. Yeah, I think the thing is the ref saw things in different lights. And the thing is, I don't want to keep talking about refs either, because both sets of teams are set with the same situation. Everyone got to deal with the same ref. I don't think he was overly biased between the two. I think he was crap for both of them. I think he was absolutely crap for Wednesday. I think he was crap for West Brom. Because I think West Brom had about 2 clear penalties in the first and second half, to be honest with you. And neither one of them saw it. So I think he was just a shit referee. Beadle has also protected what I call a Stockdale tumble. Yes, he has. The Stockdale tumble, I like that, Jez. But he had perfected it. And I think one of the things that I got is we can't keep having this situation where we let the goal they scored to win it was a shite defending on the front post. Why is no one on that front post? God knows. You see back in the West Brom footage showing the winner, you see Johnson pointing at the post, and I'm like, I'm just thinking, if you can see the face there, go mark it yourself before it comes in. At least then you put it on the thing. I agree with Chef Cam though. If I were Bartley, I'd be kicking his ass for getting him sent off. I'd be saying, you're paying my fine. Oh no, 100%. 100%. I do get that. But at the same time, as club captain, I'd be also turning around a manager going, right, you're both fined for what you did. And but the thing is, he club captain, he should know better not to throw an arm up. And he's seen what he's done. He's done exactly what he's done. And he tried to go in and try and go play peacemaker, and something either been said or he stopped the player from getting more burbles, and he just come dunk, shut up. So I think in that sense, it's the whole situation where I don't like either way it plays out at the end of the game. And I don't think we were bad, but I also don't think we were brilliant. But again, I said it time and time again this season. We play like a mid-table team, right? I did something stupid then, put Twitter in Twitter. Here's a fact for you, right? Where is it? And this is from Dom Howson. Sheffield Wednesday Champions record since the 21st of December. Played 9, won 2, drawn 4, lost 3, goal 4, 16, goals against 18, clean sheet 1, 10 points. That is a classic mid-table team. Evening, Gotti, how you doing, mate? That is a classic mid-table team. Like 100%. Like, you also look at the whole situation where Don Gunman said, when you consider the 48 goal, it wouldn't put them. I wouldn't back them to make top 6, and that's the thing. The goal we're conceding a big blow, and that's the issue. And one of the things is we were wanting. I think for a fact we were wanting someone from Swansea. And everyone's done the rumour mill on here saying it was Harry Darling, and that makes sense because Darling's out of contract in the summer and not 100% sure if he's going to get a new one. Now, the problem is what we've got to do now is we have to do a makeshift back line. And that's the issue. And it's going to be an interesting game because they're not in the greatest nick. There is a video at the end of this game. Bloody hell. I'm tired. At the end of this stream, there should be my preview. And I will link it in afterwards so you can watch that as well. Would you get Darling's? Yes. Yes, I would. Because I think he's the kind of defender we do need. Young, for one. But yeah, I would definitely try and see if we could go for Darling. But in the summer, if he hasn't signed a new contract, everybody is going to be after him. Dish will be a big miss now, not looking. Thing is, we've not heard anything about it yet, but it looked more calf than knee. But yeah, he will be a big miss. And again, one of the big reasons I think we conceded a lot of goals this season, we've had no settled back lineup all season. All season, we've had different people at the back all the time, and that's the issue. Gone on him. Could be a season. It could be a season ender, if not what we need. Ian Riley, hope you well. Thing is, there's a lot of teams performing much the same as us. Are about 10 teams in the chance of playoff. No one making 1 or 2 places. That's the thing. Yeah, Andy can play out from the back. Yeah, he was very, very fond. Thought of. Was he? I want to say he was at MK Dons. And then he went to Swansea, but I could have got that wrong. But the thing is, if we can get someone of that ilk in, it'll be really good for us. But he's out of contract in summer, so it would be good to have that. Alex, what do you mean, Dish? We don't know if he's out for the summer yet, mate. Out the season. No one knows about Dish. Nothing been said yet, so I'm not going to speculate on him being out for the season. No one knows. More than likely, he is, considering there's only like 16, 15 games left. But I don't want to speculate. You never know with these things. What looked bad on the pitch could be 2-3 weeks with a bit of recovery. It was a shame Famio got injured. He was really good form, but he can be really solid for... The thing is, I thought Femo was doing well. Oh, no, I know you can tell us that he's out for the season, but until we got something for the thing. And the thing is, out for the season sounds like a big time. But when you think about it, it's literally 15 games left. So it's not much. He should have come off, but it was his call to go back on. And I think that was a mistake by the club. The club should have stopped him. Ian Date should not be approaching Darling now. No, you can't do it. You can't actually approach him until he's out of contract. You can't approach if you're in the UK for a player who's out of contract. If we were in, say, Scotland, you could put a pre-contract in front of him. But because it's now, you can't do anything until he's officially out of contract. You can't do anything like that. Why is it when it comes to corner, no one... I have no idea. If we let Gassama +1 over on the opposite we're just shite at defending set pieces. We conceded 17 the most. I think below us is 14, maybe 15. He should have come off. Next season, we need a new goalkeeper. Yeah, of course we do. We know that, Riley. But I think the thing is, we already know that Danny's a big fan of Pierre Charles. I think Pierre Charles is your number 1 next season. He should have... I do what, Alex? Disgusting West Brom boo. Yeah, it wasn't great. I think they were just annoyed that he didn't come off like first time. Because you could tell then that it wasn't great. But even when he went down first time, they were still booing it. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was good to see. You can tell that he was struggling. But I think the thing is, when he went down first time, you could see Winder make the sub sign going, this ain't good. We need to get him off. So, and even some of the West Brom players were really, really concerned. But again, like, the potential is out for the rest of the season. Again, you say rest of the season, it sounds like a lot, but all you're talking about is what? Let me have a look. 15 or so games left. That's it. Did I read earlier that? No, Pierce Charles isn't out of contract in the summer, no. We put a new contract in front of him in the summer. I think his contract is next year or the year after. He signed a new deal in the summer. So he's not out of contract this summer. Let me find it. Give me a minute. Have a look. See if I can find it. There you go. May he would have been out of contract at the end of the season, but he on the 17th of May 2024 he signed a new deal. So yeah, so he would have been, but kind of thing. 33. Thank you for that, Fred. Much appreciated. End of season for us is literally only about 11 weeks. Yeah, exactly. The season's nearly done in 11 weeks. So if you've got anyone who got the big injuries or whatever like that, you will have to just make do and see what happens. You've got to pray that Dom and Akin come back. But even with Akin and Dom, they're meant to be coming back after the March international break. And then you're talking about, like, it's only like maybe 11 or 12 games left then. So it's interesting. I felt so bad for him seeing him cry. Oh, he's good because he's been having a good season-ish for him, but I think he knows how bad an injury that kind of was. And you could see on his face that he knew something wasn't right first time, but I think he tried to run it off. And I think the reason he tried to run it off, because like it's not that far till half time. I think they want to see him see out till half time and then him get out of the squad at half time. But I think it was a mistake. Dick Ryo have low at centre. I think that's an option we'll do. I generally think that's an option we'll do. I really do. I think that's something we got to do, really. Especially with Lyo being able to do the crosses. And I think that will help a lot because if you've got someone like Lyo and Marvin who can do crosses into the box, that helps. And you've got someone who can help. At the moment, out of contract players in the summer, Valentine, the only one I would offer contract to need better quality. So you wouldn't offer Barry Bannon a new contract then, Fred? Are you saying no to Baz having a new contract because he's out in the summer? Or are you saying it's time to move on from Barry now? Valentine's an issue, though, because he's not playing. And the problem, because he's not playing, it makes you wonder, is he in Danny plans going further forward? He could be, he might not be. So it's an interesting one, that one. But, like, you've got, like, out of contract players, you then got to make sure you can go and replace them. No one will move him into staff. It's time to move on. Problem is, we've shown that we don't have the best record of replacing people. That's my biggest issue. My biggest issue is if we have a big load of players out, I'm kind of worried we're not going to be able to replace with the quality we need. And that is my issue, that I worry that we're going to have a summer where we don't get much in the kind of quality we need and we're playing catch-up and struggling. But that being said, we've got to see what happens. At the end of the day, I think Barry Bannon, if he said he wants another year, he's going to get it. Put Marvin left back low, left, not a bad shout. Paul is an attacking right back, but his final ball isn't that. That's probably one of the big issues, actually. Barry still at 35 is still our best player. Buster got it even in extra time. Yep. Hi, Mr. Major. Well, bye, boy, mate. Finger crossed, just over. I'm finger crossed He's just overextended something, maybe a tendon. Hopefully it's that. Hopefully it's that, but it'll be interesting. If that's another year, so be it. I'd like to see Pato retained. I'd like to see Pato retained, but Pato one, I think, will go, look, if I'm not playing, starting each game, I'm not going to day. I think the first opportunity Pato gets the chance of 13 football, he's gone. Because he's not getting 13 football. Another player who's out of contract in the summer, Akin for Mayo. Akin's out. Pole's out. Kind of thing. So it's interesting. Do you reckon we keep us on as some sort of capacity? I think he would be. I'm sure someone called Pato. That was me. I called him the Badger. God, I called him the Badger. It was me. Pato the Badger. Don't forget Pato played centre half, so Daniel ain't. He's not short of options at the back because of plenty of players that can play it. The problem is none of them are natural stuff. Masabe is out of contract in the summer, yes. Keep Pole, not sure about Akin. Akin's only issue is his injury record. And I don't want to hold that against him, but he's had some big injuries, and that's the problem there. Masabe is out of contract, yeah, in the summer. Masabe, I'm still not 100% sure on. I'm not sure if we got an option on him for another year. I don't think he's done enough this season to warrant another one. Gassama needs a new contract putting in front of him, full stop. When we start doing contract talks, and I'm hoping it's soon, he's one you immediately put a new deal out in front of, and you extend his contract to stay here longer, 100%. Masaba, I'm just not sure about, because I kind of think if there's an option for Sissoko, are we kind of replacing Masaba with Sissoko if there's an option? That's the thing. That's what I got, Johnny. If there's an option for Sissoko, I think that's what you left getting with it. Can't go for Sheffield when we do some of our best work when we play players in position. That is true. That is true. We are better at that when we play them in positions they're not used to playing. But I think it can be an interesting summer. Keep both for depth. Potentially, well, one of them we can't keep, remember, because he's not ours. New deal and loan out Masaba. I think if he can get the end of the product, there's something there. Jake, you and I probably, and everyone knows, we can't wait to Lucas Salman free next year. Don't. I'm dreading it. I'm absolutely dreading it when Gassama leaves on a free. If we don't get a bid around 15-20 million in the summer for him, and we turn it down, I will be so fucking fuming. Because at that price, you're snapping anyone's hands off. But Gassama, this is the problem. So many players we've had in our history who have got a good sell-on value, we run for free. Look at Deli Bashiru. Couldn't get him to sign a new deal. He did not want to stay. That is the be-all and end-all. He didn't want to stay. We put a new contract in front of him. They thought they'd chance their arm. Look at Basiro. He's being looked at by, I think it's Arsenal, Man City, so many people. And there's a good amount of money being looked at him. And that's the issue. I hope we can keep him. Can't write him off with one bad season. I think the problem is he got to show a bit more. He's got to impress over the next couple of seasons, over the next couple of weeks. Because I'll be honest with you, the more you see him on the bench, the more it says a lot about what Danny's thinking with him. Got to keep Bannon Smith and Mr. Badger for another season, just because they're massively do a sprint. The thing is, I think if you take away, say, Bannon and let's just say Pato, you lose a lot of the engine. But I think a lot of that engine can be done by a Ingolson on a second season. Like, generally, I think you can do it on a second season. Barry in the corner, I think Think about your choice of words, not your voice. But we won't lose gas unless it's for 10. I wouldn't be too sure on that. We are a stupid club at selling players at stupid prices. That make us no money. Okay, what you got to remember, we've got Olaf, who got a contract till 2028. Gusama's is till 2026. Iorfa's is a 2-year contract. Bloody hell, we gave him a 2-year contract. Pierre Charles is till 2025, but that's wrong. Because he signed a new one. That's wrong. We know that's wrong. So, Sante's really needs to kick on. Could we have our own standard? Thing is with Ingelsson, the thing I got with Ingelsson, very impressed with him, but he definitely seems like a player that needs a run. He needs a run of games to get used to being in the squad and being in and around it. And the problem is, I haven't seen him have that yet. And I think that is the only issue I have with Ingelsson. I feel like he's a player that needs a big run of games to get into his groove. If you get that from him, fantastic. Generally, if you get that from him, I think that's brilliant. I just don't know if you're going to get that from him during it. The thing with Mataba, I think he needs a few games away from the squad. Maybe start using him as an impact player. See, here's the thing. We tried to use him as an impact player a couple of times, and he just gone missing. And that's the problem for me. He's gone missing. I don't know if that's the case of just not getting into it fast enough, or we not brought him on quick enough. Because we know he can do the impact stuff. He did it a lot last season. Last season, he was the impact player. Agree Punt needs 8 to 10 games to see what he can do. Agree. Ingelsson and Kabachi should get a run of games. I'd like to see Ingelsson and Kabachi get a run of games till the end of the season. I think that'd be fantastic. But we've also got the thing is we've got the whole thing. Let's see what the young Hasu can do. Because that'll be interesting. We've seen glimpses of Ingles in the Borough game. Borough game and Coventry game away. I thought he was really good in that Coventry game as well. Normally fairly leaning on new signing for first season, especially if they come from a different league. Yeah, same. The problem is that you got on for 2 years, maybe 3. It takes them a while. Look at Gassama. Gassama is a classic example of a player who's been in another league, and this season he could really come on. Had nothing to play for Fred, I agree, but with what's ahead, I can't see it happening. Ingelson's good, but he's never played. That's the problem. Ingelsson hasn't had a run of games. That is the biggest problem for me, is Ingelsson just not had that run of games. He needs to have a consistent start where he's in that midfield. Hi, Zach. Yeah, maybe instead of being 1 down to bring on when we're 0-0 pushing for a first goal. Yep, I agree. Also, I like to look across the back line. So the summer back line needs a lot of work. A lot of work. I can certainly see Diff, Max, and possibly Akin staying. We definitely need new Fred left. A lot of talk about players that come, but we still have Danny. But will we still have Danny in the summer? Well, Jeffrey, that's be all and end all. If he goes, he goes. There's nothing we can do about that one. And it's the same with players. If players go, they go. If Danny goes, he goes. At the end of the day, Southampton has actually made it quite clear that they are sticking behind the man they've got now for next season. If Danny goes, someone has to pay contract out. And in the summer, you've more than likely got more people who can do that. But the problem is, if you've got a club who say, hey, we need you to do this and we're going to buy your contract out, the issue you've got is then, especially in the summer, if it's a club who say, hey, we're going to buy you out your contract, but you've got to work with these players and we've taken a big chunk of your transfer budget out by getting you. It all depends. It all depends. The thing is, the whole Danny thing is going to get talked about whatever happens. The moment any Premier League manager gets sacked, he's going to be in that talking point again. It's like, I still think if someone like a Spurs went the very next day and went, hey, Ange, not working, we're sacking you, I think Spurs are the kind of club that will go for Danny. And they can pay the release fee outright and be done. I believe Danny will try and complete the work he started. I called I called it Pato going. You did, Zach. Pato is very underrated. He's one of my favourite players, but he don't get much of a look in. Mr. Major, we have nothing played for. Top 6 is a no-no this season. Spencer is so poor. Why not take a chance at both? Thing is, I'd like us to take a chance of looking at Kabachi. Kabachi looked really good up until he got that injury. He was looking good. He was taking people on. I want him to play tomorrow. I've done a preview and I said I want Kabachi to start that game tomorrow. Like, I think Kabachi from the get-go starts tomorrow. And then you give him a bit of a run and see what happens. But it all depends on what he does. And how defensive he go. Well, how defensive he can go, should I say. Because we're short. We are so short at the back. It's very difficult for us to go on a bit of a run. And they're the things. Hopefully it will look good on CV to have Sheffield Wednesday promoted back to the Prem. It will look good on the CV. The thing is, if this season, if you go from keeping us up next last season to this season getting us a mid-table push, even though everyone has said we want a playoff push. All the players have said it. Danny said it. The chairman said it. The problem is, we're not defensively solid enough for a playoff push. Fred said it earlier. We're not defensively solid enough for a playoff push. If we were a bit more defensively sound, we'd be up there. But we're not. And that's the big issue. If we fluke playoff like we played last season up until the end, then fantastic. We'll get playoff. But then we're going to have to see what we're like. But it's still possible of playoffs. It's not mathematically away. There's so many teams who are in and around it. Like, it only takes a couple of teams in and around us to go on a run, and they're in the playoffs. That's the stupid thing about how tight it is at the minute. I just want to see us get to that 50-point mark and then go, let's see. Let's see what we do next. That is how I'm looking at it now. Because I'm very, very similar to what Danny's doing. I want a playoff buff, but we're not good enough. So, but I still think we'll try. I'm not going to say I don't think we're not going to try. But the issue you're going to have potentially is that you're going to have that push and see what happens. Our problem is we don't go enough and we let a load in. We make a hell of a lot of chances for a team that doesn't go enough. Like Danny said, he'd rather we winning game 1-0 and then just getting to the end of it. Good teams go up playing 1-0s and being defensively strong. Defensives help you win and get up at times. If you can have a backline that's good, and you know when you go 1-0 up, they can sit back and take all the pressure up. It's horrible football to watch. It's not nice to watch, but it's effective and it does the job. And the problem is, everybody wants a bit of flashy football, but that's the problem. If we win the playoffs, it will be good. Yeah, but I'm not going to rule it out. I'm not going to rule it out as such. I personally don't think we got enough for playoffs. I just think we concede too many goals. That's me personally. But other teams around us could felt as well, so we'll see. This team has realism. I bet we are more entertaining teams this season. If we win the playoffs, if we could find the 100 bag, we'd be laughing. Exactly. It might be better if we had just a season remaining with the remaining player, both the team, and prepare new. See, that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with us. If you think of progression, us getting mid-table this season is a massive progression from last season. Considering the start we had last season. And you look at some of the results we've had this season, they've not been great. So if we can then have the progression to go, hey, the next bit is going to be, we're going to aim for playoffs, right? The problem is, Danny's very ambitious and he wants to get there straight away. That's the thing. And the thing is, he got that thing. He knows that this team can do it, but on paper and in game we struggle. It might be better if we hope. I've read that we can't battle out tight wins at the moment. We switch off at the back too often. All other teams know it, and all teams know to do set pieces against us. Why would we give up if we got Prem? Come on, who doesn't want a tangle with the Blunts, even Leeds in the playoffs? Oh no, it would be fun. It would be fun, but I think the situation is, put it this way: if we can have a run till the end of the season where we're nicking games, or we're doing what we've been doing, going from the 70th minute to the 90 and winning the game, not just getting back into them, winning them, then I'd be like, right, great. Because who knows what's going to happen to Blackburn? If John Eustace is going to Derby like it looked like he is doing, who knows what the hell is going to happen to Blackburn? You could be looking at anybody. Hang on a minute. That's not what I want to put. Right, say if Blackburn go out at the playoff push, say they don't do it, they're on 45 points now. If they don't get this right, they could properly fall. They couldn't fall into a relegation gap, I don't think, but they could fall. They could go from being 6th to like 16th quite quickly. So it's interesting. It's a couple of weeks. Burnley's only conceded. Thing is, that's the thing. Burnley conceding only 9 says a lot about we need to be a lot more solid, and we're not. And the thing is, what worries me is the end of this month we've got Sunderland and Burnley back to back. Pata needs to start. Kovacic needs to start. Rayo, Kasama, Sissoko can't. He's not back fit yet. Kasama and go for it. We can't have Sissoko yet. He's not back fit, mate. We need to push and keep pushing until the end. We are a better team than last season. We have massively improved. Is there any news about Barry Bannon, Bernard? Any news about the man who might buy us? Right. So the news on Bannon is we don't know, and the same with Bernard. Nothing's been said about it. Bannon was it could be 6 days, it could be 6 weeks. Bernard did just know it's bad. On the person who could buy us, it's all up in the air with who you believe and what you believe. If he is looking at buying us, or if he's going to be part of a consortium for it, I don't see him passing the fit and proper test just because he bankrupted Wigan. I just see him coming and then go, no, thank you. If we gave up in the Prem, we would have more money. Yeah, but you're not going to give up when you get there, mate. You're not going to give up when you get there. You're going to give it a try. Can't wait to see Gasama and Sosa. That'd be really good. And Rayo play. Inindez. Is the evil empire trying to buy us? It's the bloke who was involved at Wigan and bankrupted them, basically. Never mentioned it here, but this month defines our playoffs. 2 teams pushing for 2 teams. Yep, I agree. This season is going to be a massive for us. If we did sell Gasama 15, that would be. Thing is, if you got 15 million plus for Gasama, yeah, Danny would be annoyed that he's losing Gasama, but Danny knows he can build one hell of a team for 15 million. Like, you could build a really good team on 15 million in the Championship and have it competing. Don't want the former Wigan own. Great. Bannon does heal quite quick, but it all depends on what the specialist sees. If the specialist looks at it and says otherwise, we're waiting on the specialist. We don't know. DC might be bad, but Wigan guys much worse. Can't believe on support. A lot of people have said that this week, John. You're not the only one. I've seen a lot of people go, I can't believe I'm saying this, but not great. 31 people watching, 21 likes. Get those likes up, people. I much appreciate it. But yeah, I should be doing a watch along tomorrow for the Swansea game, so join me for that. But yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what Wednesday do. Tomorrow's team lineup is going to be the most interesting we've had in a long time. because we don't generally, we have no idea what lineup he's going to pick. Like, just out of everything, we have no idea. It's going to be the most random. All my life, mate. Never supported anyone else. So it's going to be really interesting to see when they can do and how we can approach tomorrow's game. Because I think it's going to be one hell of a lineup where people are either going to go, what the hell's that? And question it. Or they're going to be able to say, hey, that's a decent lineup. It's that hard, difficult thing with it because you don't know what he can pick and how he's going to pick it. That's the thing. It's 11 patos. I'm an Al for 2 years. Nice, mate. What made you become a Wednesday fan? Can Harmer play? Centre-back could get a game. Yeah. The Glazers are looking for a new club. Let's not. To be fair, there's no dividend for them to take out of us. So we're not a good club for them. Thing is, I did read something recently that said that the Glazers were not allowing Man United players to go to Tampa Bay to go look at their training facilities because of how good they are. I got the joke, mate. But because of how good Tampa Bay training facilities were, they didn't want any United players going over there. Be going, why have they got all this stuff and we haven't? Kind of thing. They genuinely like their American football team more than they like their British football team. It's insane. Kind of thing. By the way, that there is the preview. Please go give it a watch at the end. That had just gone live now. That's the preview for Swansea. Apologies in the Swansea game. I have a really bad F&D brain fog moment where I just lose a bit of what I was saying and it's a bit rambly at places. So apologies. It's one of those ones where you can tell I'm struggling. So please give that a watch and bear that in mind halfway through. I think I forget we're away because I was reading something and my brain went all funny. Have a good one, John. Man United talking about new things. They are indeed. But on that bombshell, I am going to leave you and speak to you tomorrow. Yeah, watch along tomorrow. 7:45-ish. We'll probably start about R7. Join us for that. We'll have a good one. There'll be a review afterwards. God, tomorrow's going to be a long day. And Thursday's even longer because I've got a dentist appointment. Anywho, have a good one, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Autobio, key centre back tomorrow, Jake, mate. In about wait. Yeah, have a good one, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.